Economics, Standard 11, Unit 1, Introduction to Microeconomics, continued. Let us learn today Production Possibility Curve. Human wants, human desires are unlimited. Resources are scarce and limited. Resources are not freely available. Hence, in every society, certain choices have to be made. In this process, the crucial decisions include whether to produce basic goods or luxury goods, whether to have more agricultural goods or to have industrial goods and services, whether to use resources in education and social welfare or in military services, whether to have more consumption goods or to have investment goods, and so on. A number of questions to decide. Every society must decide on what and how much to produce, how and for whom to produce, what and how much to produce, and how much regarding the production. So what and how much to produce, for whom to produce, that's another question. And how and for whom to produce. Then suppose we have enough resources, we can produce all that we want. But our choice is always constrained or limited by scarcity of our resources. All such choices can be made only with the help of a geometric device, which is known as production possibility curve. So it is a geometric device, production possibility curve. So production possibility curve shows the menu of choice along which a society can choose to substitute one good for another, assuming a given state of technology and given total resources. So it is an assumption, assuming a given state of technology and given total resources. And of course, there are certain assumptions for production possibility curve. The explanation and analysis of production possibility curve is based upon certain assumptions. The first is that time period does not change. So, first is assumptions. Under assumptions, first we have to think of the time period. Time period does not change. So this is the first assumption. And the second one is techniques of production are fixed. And third one is there is full employment in the economy. Second, techniques of production are fixed. And third important point you have to remember is that there is full employment in an economy. And fourth is only two goods can be produced from the given resources. Fifth, resources of production are fully mobile. And the sixth one is factors of production are given in quantity and quality. And the last and the seventh one is the law of diminishing returns operates in production. So there are 7 important assumptions to keep in mind. The first one is that time period does not change. And second, techniques of production are fixed. Third, there is full employment in an economy. And fourth, only two goods are just can be produced from the given resources. And the fifth one is resources of production are fully mobile, moving from one place to another. And sixth, the law of diminishing returns operates in production. The factors of productions are given in quantity and quality. Every production possibility curve is based upon these assumptions. If some of these assumptions are changed or neglected, then it affects the nature of production possibility curve. Let us first see the schedule of production possibility curve. So that is schedule production possibility. So here we can just write it as production possibility, possible. And here number of that is production, food production. So production on food in tons, Okay, so that we can write it here. Here number of car production. Number of car production. Okay, number one, where we have production on food. That is production on food is 0. Then car can be produced 25. Second, when production of food in tons 100, cars can be reduced 23. And third, when it increases to 200, the number of production of cars are reduced to 20. And fourth, if it is just reaching to 300, then it will be once again reduced to 15. And fifth, 400 tons a production of food. The number of cars produced just go for 8. Sixth, when production of food reaches to 500 tons, number of cars produced just becomes as 0. So this is the schedule of production. And let us see the curve, production possibility curve. Okay, the production possibility curve. So first, just take the horizontal line and the vertical line. Okay, so the horizontal line, x-axis, and food production, and the vertical line, y-axis, number of cars produced. Okay, number of cars. Clear? Okay, now take this to 0. So 100, 200, 300, 400 and 500. Here automatically we just take it for 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20. So 20, just to mark here, we can just raise this little more out. So 20, so and then 25. So in the y-axis, number of cars produced. So number of cars. Okay? So 25. So now just see here, according to the schedule, food production is 0, but number of cars is 25. Okay, so this is what we just see it here. And whereas food production is 100, number of cars are just produced is only 23. So that you have to go for 23. So 100 and 23. Automatically we can just join this to 100. Yeah? So 23. So another one. And then when it is 200, 20. 17. Then just think of when it is 315. And when it is 408, so 8 here, you can start from here, 8. Up to 400. So 400. And when it just comes for 500, 0. So 500 here. Now see this production possibility curve, how it comes up. So starting from here up. So that is moving from 25. And just join, we have to just join this curve. So when we join this curve, automatically we see that upward and downward. So the curve just moves to the downward. And see here, so when production of food in tons 0, number of cars produced are 25. And production of food just reaches to 500 in tons, then number of cars produced is 0. So automatically just think of this, the quantity of food and the quantity, number of cars produced in just in the production possibility curve when we join the PPC, that is production possibility curve. So the PPC shift upward and downward. The PPC shift upward and downward. That actually it is due to the change in the supply of productive resources. Due to the change in the supply of productive resources and the change in the state of technology. This shift of PPC upward and downward is due to the change in the supply of resources and also the change in the state of technology. Since PPC is the locus of the combination of the goods, the problem of choice will not arise when we choose any point on PPC. With the help of PPC, we can explain the notion of scarcity and the central problems of an economy can be also easily explained.